Plant check, December 1st, 2023. I have sprayed that plant, what else? I sprayed that plant I found, or not that one. I moved it actually. But that plant was by the other plant that I found some powdery mildew on. This is the second time I have found powdery mildew in the past week. So I sprayed that plant because it was next to it. That's hydrogen peroxide dried up because I had sprayed that one. This I sprayed as well. This is my Alpenglow. This actually goes in the bottom, which is where I first found the powdery mildew on a plant that I actually threw away. So I sprayed all the plants that were down here with hydrogen peroxide one time 3 days ago, I believe. So then I sprayed, it was in one of these containers, not in this one. But I did spray this anyways. That's just dirt on there from trying to blow them off. So I sprayed this one today. That's just a piece of perlite. That's my Opalina. This is actually the one where I had 2 plants here. It was the same thing. One of them had powdery mildew and I freaked out. So I just threw it in the garbage. Just put these guys in there. They were in a totally different area. I think I might spray that, so I'll just leave it there. So I spray it with hydrogen peroxide. I'm doing almost 1-to-1, maybe 2-to-1. So many conflicting things online. Some tell you 1 tablespoon per liter. Some tell you 2-to-1. Some tell you 1-to-1. So I have sprayed them with 2-to-1 and haven't noticed anything wrong. Besides, if it stays in there in the leaves, they will do that. That's actually probably dirt, but I did notice one plant I didn't dry off, and it got black all on the insides of where the water could sit. So, and then it got like these little white crusties from the peroxide. That kind of looked like mealies, but they weren't. It was just dried up peroxide. So you definitely want to dry them off. And what I do It's very tedious, hurts my hand, but I will just use this little blower. Oh, and I try to get the dirt wet too, so when I'm blowing it doesn't blow everywhere, all over everything. Little Punky sleeping. Okay, so got these guys. And you can see the hydrogen peroxide drips all over it. I tried to get them off, wiping them with water, and they just came right back. So I have noticed if you dry them off really good, they're not as bad. The plant that I found with powdery mildew in that container I was just showing you was the head from this plant that I had chopped off. I haven't noticed anything on this plant besides this little scar, and I don't think that has anything to do with it, but you can always remove it. And be careful when touching these plants and then touching other plants. That's how you can transfer things. See, that's a good example. I sprayed this with hydrogen peroxide. And see that white right there? That's not a mealy. That's dried up peroxide. My variegated string of pearls is doing beautiful. I'm going to try not to touch them because I was just touching the other plant. I actually fixed this for a friend. Its little wing fell off, so I sewed it back on there for her. Just waiting to give it back, but it's hanging out there in the meantime. This guy had a lot of scars on the leaf, so I plucked them off. That guy's gonna need a head chop again. I head chopped that 5 days ago. I unplanted these because one of them had root rot and they were in a large pot together. So I head chopped 4 of them and then just planted these 2. I didn't notice anything wrong with the roots or the stem. But then this guy kept getting dead leaves, so I chopped its head off. Rather safe than sorry. This guy's been getting some dead leaves daily, almost. None today so far, but I haven't noticed anything wrong with that one. And this was in a container with 2 other plants that I believe to have root rot. So I took them out and replanted them in fresh soil, tried to rinse off the roots as best as I could. This is from a propagation, and I actually trimmed it. Oh, and here I go touching the plant. A week and a half ago, maybe 2 weeks, I trimmed it, and I trimmed that one and propagated some that I'll show you. These guys I had down there, Uh-oh. That's not good. That's like overnight. I don't see any fungus. I hope not. Let's get rid of it. And this. Anyway, so I put them in here. I think they are little Phyllis Collins. And the leaves have looked like that since I got it. Not shriveled like this. I think the purple light did them in even worse, but the scars and stuff that are on them came like that. So I just put them in there together. Those are my little jewels. Those are the oldest propagated leaves that I have, and they have grown the slowest. They're doing really good. That was from that plant, which was one of my very first succulents. Show you these other guys. My little burritos, little Oplina. That one just rooted yesterday. The little piece is Calico Kitten. Those are Lola's. Those are, I'm not sure what the name of it is, but they grow. So here, I'll use my other hand. They grow so weird on the leaves, like in clusters, and there'll be like five little plants that grow off of them. It's the craziest thing. Like, they grow babies well before roots. And on both sides of the leaf. Pretty nuts. I feel like I need to. I don't know if that is powdery mildew. It looks like it. And this is how I'm going to check. Zoom out. So I take my microscope. You know, I wish my tripod came. Okay, so it's got a light. And then find the leaf. This one. To see. All right, hold on. Okay, so in my opinion, it looks like powdery mildew to me. So we are going to get rid of it because these are just leaves. And I'd rather be safe than sorry. I actually just put them in there too. I think they're Pachiveria bees. I'm gonna wash my hands real quick. Okay, so we got rid of those. Wash my hands because I touched it. And you know, that kind of looks like it too, damn it. I'm going to be thinking everything's powdery mildew. I have this problem. If one of my plants gets something, I think they all have it. but that really does look like it. And at this point, like, when there's so little, it's like I'd rather be safe than sorry. Oh god, it's got so many roots. Look at that. Oh well. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, little leaf. See, this is an older one, like I was talking about. Both sides. Okay. So, I don't think I see anything else. See, like that's just Furina on there. Like they're supposed to have a powder coating, but when they come in like little round patches that look like they're on top of the Furina, not good. Okay, this guy is recovering pretty beautifully. These are really the only thirsty looking ones. Is this strand. Doing really good. That was from a propagation. String of hearts are growing slow, but they're doing alright. I just planted them in here, so that's why there's no growth on top, because they were from propagation. Cactus is stretching like crazy. That guy's only a few weeks old here. This guy has like tripled in size since I put one eggshell crushed up and I think probably a tablespoon of coffee in it, and it has gone wild. Oh, that's great. Figures. Ugh. We'll clean that up later. I just cut those off. This guy is growing like crazy, super fast. I've only had it for I think a month. And it was originally in this pot, and then I put it in that pot, and it just went wild. It's doing very good. And I actually just added fertilizer to it today. Slow release Osmocote. And to the string of hearts. I beheaded those yesterday because I freaked out and thought they had brown spots, and I think it may have just been a nutrient deficiency. Like that. That's either brown spots or nutrient deficiency. Not sure. This guy I just chopped off. Not sure if its root is okay or not. This guy does not like I don't know. It's getting artificial light right here too, but when I have it sitting over there, it doesn't like it. It likes the shelf. So this is kind of like my quarantine area slash I had no room and needed to put them there. So I've had this for 2 weeks, maybe 3. And this guy still in quarantine. This doesn't need to be in quarantine. I just put it over here. That is the bottom half of the heads that I chopped off that I just showed you. And let me show you what I freaked out about, I guess. So this spot, I think, is from the pot that it was in before, was sitting right on that spot. But then this leaf right there in the middle, here, let me set it up here, that completely died and the whole top half was on there. So that was weird. And then there's brown spot there, the end of that. And there's just a few brown spots here and there. So I had chopped it just in case. And these are from the sedum clavatums that had root rot. So I had to head chop them. That one has started growing roots, and that one has one little root, the bigger one. This is Annalou that I just had chopped a few days ago. Still no roots. Oh. This guy grows like a weed. These ghost plants seriously grow like a weed. No clue what these are. I feel like they came off of that plant, but they look totally different. So I have no clue what they are, but they're beautiful. I did spray these with hydrogen peroxide as well a few days ago. Oh no. Oh no. What is that? Oh, I'm gonna have to remove that leaf. I also had chopped that. I'm not sure if it's gonna grow roots or not because I believe it had root rot. Oh. This is the plant that I found. It still had one of its. This is from a head chop, Pearl van Nuremberg, and it still had one leaf attached to the main root, and it had powdery mildew on it, and one was also dead laying there that had powdery mildew on it. The rest of the plant looks fine. I sprayed it with hydrogen peroxide. Hopefully it'll be fine. These plants were given to me, and this was a mother of thousands that had powdery mildew. So I kept them all together and have been spraying them with hydrogen peroxide for probably 2 months. So I don't think they have it anymore, but I'm not putting them with the rest of my plants. And this might have it, so I put it with those. This is my calico kitten, was kind of close to that Pearl van Nuremberg that I just showed you. So I sprayed it and set it over here. I'm going to move it back to the light. And these are kind of just plants that I was thinking about throwing away. This one I'm going to get rid of. This one just grows. I mean, doesn't require much care. It's tripled size. My aloe, keep here, it likes natural light. I just cut these off about a week ago, maybe more. Trying to propagate them. This Haworthia does not like artificial light. It will sink and it will not look good if you put it in a grow light. It likes natural light, whether if there's sun or not. This is a baby from it that I plucked off. This guy and that guy. Not sure if I showed you this when I was over here, but this was propagated from the Ruby Cascade. And some of them have started to root. They look very happy. I try to keep it a little moist, not too moist. And it's in its own little greenhouse. This I took from a plant outside because I wasn't sure if it would come back if I left it out there. And I really like it. It's like a ground cover succulent.